Cheers. I'm also recording. Can check.
Cheers.
What you drinking?
Let's get a beverage check going. I'm drinking Titan Cider Works with their blackberry hard cider variety.
As well.
Yeah, Bree also has that.
I'm here
Make
too.
sure you put it like more center of desk.
I got you. I'm not gonna let that spill on the computer. It's the only computer we got.
Yep.
I'm drinking something called Tangerine Blonde from Telluride Brewing Company.
Are we looking at like an IPA, a cider?
It's an
What do we
ale
got?
with tangerine, orange, and mango. It's very citrusy.
She got the mango sentinel.
Yes, the mango sentinel.
We're not sponsored, but we
Curly
like
mustache.
Titan Cider Works. They make a killer peach cider as well.
Yeah, it's all right.
But no, this is dangerously good. I'm gonna have to slow on this one.
There's a reason why I finished mine in like the first half hour of the movie.
Yeah, you downed that tall boy, hon.
This is not a tall boy. This is like a medium boy. This is like
Yeah, it's true.
between
It's
a-
16 instead of 12. It's not quite 24, I guess. So yeah, I know the ounces for reasons.
Bridget, what's your beverage? Beverage
Well,
check. Let's go.
I mainly have water, and this is coffee.
Ah, I see. You mean you need more than just the sweet taste of Congo on your lips to keep you awake?
The raw thrill
Of Michael
Frank
Crichton's
Marshall's Congo.
It's just as good as Jurassic Park. I mean,
I'd argue with that.
What reviews connected by cast or crew, deciding the next film, that's the gist. Put it on the list.
turn that
How?
everyman into a beveryman. Bevery stands for beverage.
Maybe we won't.
Wait,
start
what?
that.
Beverage starts for beverage?
Stands for beverage. Beverage is
Are
short
you sure
for
we're
beverage.
the ones who've been
Have you-
drinking, or
Did you know that?
Is this a reference to something, or is this just an invention of your own brain in these last moments?
in these
Yeah.
last moments sounds so dire.
Fuck the United States of America.
Fuck the
Hi,
United States of
everyone, and
America.
welcome
Hey.
to another episode of Put It On The List.
Hi, everyone.
The film discussion podcast where every other week one of us chooses a movie for us to watch and talk about, and the next time we gather together, the next person has to pick a movie that's connected by either cast or crew. Last time on Put It On The List, I picked us out Before Sunrise, the delightful slice of life romance film directed by Richard Linklater.
Still very nice.
Yeah, that's a good movie. And Bridget connected us to Congo via Japanese dub actors.
Yeah, I don't normally want to do that. However, you specifically pressed me.
you on a quest.
I made that rule for you, just so you could
I mainly
make
want to
those
use
connections.
that rule for anime more than just connecting live action or American
Sure.
jigs.
But it's fun to have
But
those
yes,
occasional...
America, the very picture of a slum town, the situation of America, the great
Reading it off the
ill
screen.
country.
You can tell this is a country on the decline.
I love that I
Little
could
reference
tell...
to the previous movie. Anyway,
I could tell that Bridget was reading from her phone the thing from Excel Saga. Speaking of Bridget, introduce yourself, first person in the rotation for the podcast.
Hello, I'm Bridget. My favorite character is Blastface Safe.
I'm Evie.
Thank you, Evie.
I'm Bree.
And I'm Jay. As previously mentioned, we're here to discuss Congo, but I guess before we're ready and raring to go because
We
this is
just
the-
watched it.
This is the first time is it the first time?
One of
Yeah.
the first times. Is it?
I don't think
I
we've
feel
done
like-
it like one after the other.
I thought we did like one like that, but I guess I could be misremembering.
I feel like there's one other movie that we did that with, but
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Was it Freddy Got
Regard-
Fingered?
It might have been Freddy Got Fingered.
I think it was. We were like, we're gonna knock this out. I think everyone just wanted to get it out of the way.
because I made the bit that didn't go well. Anyways,
okay.
moving along, before we get to what we're really here to talk about, despite how ready and raring we are to go, let's catch up with one another.
Cool.
Bridget, anything you've been up to in the last couple of weeks you want to talk about?
Well, anime's wrapping up. And you know what that means? New anime.
Oh, I thought that meant we were going to talk about G-Cucks.
It exists.
Okay. I assume no one else is wanting to talk about G-Cucks.
You know
right?
what? Here's what I'll say about G-Cucks. Cucks.
What do you
whatever
say
it's-
about G-Cucks?
It made everyone hot about that old man side character that nobody gave a shit about in the original Gundam.
I'm sure there's some subsection of people that were hot for Shalia Bull in the original.
Yeah, but it wasn't
funny,
like a, you know.
He wasn't looking quite as glossy as he did in this show.
He
What were
wasn't
you gonna say?
serving-
I was gonna say there's a funny like parody animation of the beginning of G-Quux as P-Quux by like an Omo what do you call it, manga artist that I follow. They posted on YouTube. Interesting how they got away with that. That's really fascinating. Good work, man.
Bree.
You can animate too. That's cool. What's up?
Hey, Brie, for the viewers at home, what does Omo mean?
Omo is short for omarashi, which is basically the Japanese word for the obsession of holding in urine.
I think I'm going to cut this part out.
No, leave it in. It'll be funny.
The people
It's-
won't
I like it for the
know
memes,
what
because
Omo
funny.
means. Like, is
funny,
that like
funny
woo?
PTuber. Sure. When you wanna go ooh, that's the new thing. Go Omo in front of people and send them that text.
Anyways, moving along, like, is that the main thing you wanted to say in regards to G-Cucks? Quucks?
P-Quux.
Yeah, I mean, the best show of last season was Apocalypse Hotel.
For sure. I'll have to check it out at some point or another.
So that's the one you should watch. If you do, once again, Psy Games making a original anime and making something neat with it.
They got to put all that gotcha money somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. All that new hot gotcha money now that Northern Lion is playing Uma Musume Pretty Derby.
You fucking Mark!
You fucking Mark!
This game's
Like-
stupid. This is stupid. Downloads it on his phone after the stream.
Like,
my
you know,
God.
I'm not going to chagrin anyone who gets caught by a gotcha game.
No.
I had Idolmaster for a period of time.
Did you see?
So I
Idolmaster is crossing over with Zabungle.
Zabungle?
Yeah, Zabungle.
You posted that in the group chat just for me specifically, didn't you?
You're the only Idolmaster I know.
I don't know shit about shiny colors. I know about Cinderella Girls and I know about mainline Idolmaster. That's all I know about.
But they're gonna Zabungle to the Tomino
That-
classic Zabungle.
It means nothing to me.
Oh, I
It
see.
means literal.
Is it scrungling your Sabungle? You know the
Moving
classic
on.
anime Scrungle?
You don't know Scrungle?
Okay. Anyways, you were talking about new anime from the season.
Yeah. I have yet to watch any. Oh, they're still premiering. Today Call of the Night season 2 premiered, so I need to watch that because I liked the first season. I previously talked about it on this very podcast. Maybe I'll show that to y'all one day. I feel like Bree would like it in terms
I feel
of...
like I would like that show. Like that.
I'm
That
open to
seems
try
like
anything once.
it seems like my kind of jam.
Sure.
Just going off of rough things that I know about it.
But,
You know what the real hottest anime of this season is? Mawaru Penguin Drum.
Hell yeah.
But we don't have to talk about that if
you mean it's not going to be
we're-
City? I feel like that'll be the...
I mean, that's the actual answer is City because it's a new thing originally by the Nichijou guy, directed by the studio that did
I'm so
Nichijou
excited
adaptation.
for that. That looks like it's gonna be amazing.
It's gonna be awesome.
Oh,
Basically
man.
guaranteed.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's Call of the Night that, and I forget what it's called, but it's the one about the guy who's in love with the alien slime doppelganger of the guy he likes.
The Summer Hikaru Died, I believe, is the name of that.
Another Cygames animation thing, although it's based off of a manga instead of.
For sure.
What have we been up to?
I mean,
Also,
I
Night
think
Rain.
Night Rain. We had a good run last night. We beat 2 bosses in a row. It was pretty dope. Like, I'm feeling that game. We're almost done with it, per se.
Xandra can't stop playing Night Rain. I always see her Night Raining, and that's basically what she does every
It's a good
day.
game, is the thing.
Like, I think they've finally patched it to the point now where, like, the vibes are just, like, spot on with that game. Like, pretty much every run, unless you truly zabungle it, like, is a good time. But yeah, I think, Bree, you should talk about whatever you've been up to, because all I've been up to is I finally beat 100th Line.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, I've just still been in kind of a lull between some communists. Still in a lull between some commissions. I'm sorry, the drink's starting to hit.
You had
so
like 2 sips.
anyway,
Takes exactly 2 sips of beer that costs 911.
Let me talk. I've been between a couple of commissions, so I've been working on some other stuff. I've been working on trying to get my OC's character reference sheets done fucking finally.
Neat.
So I can actually put that up on my VGen under my characters tab, and that's going to be nice. That's been a fun little project to keep my hands moving as I wait for the next big thing.
For sure. But yeah, I beat 100th Line. Ask me anything that's not in too much detail about 100th Line, and I will answer it here. The rest of what I have to say about it, I'm saving for a special bonus episode that I'll be recording with
podcast.
Put a pin in that. Also, I've been replaying Mega Man Battle Network 3.
For sure. How's Mega Man Battle
Which
Network
one?
3?
Something
3.
that blue, which I casually.
Like Pokemon.
Yeah, it's fun in kind of that casual way, like Pokemon, like you've talked about. It serves better as like a portable handheld thing. So having that, I mean, it originated on a Game Boy SP, so having it on our SP style Ambernick like has been great because it's a good game to pick up, play a little bit of, hit a story beat, and like get back to it later. Because it is a bit repetitive and it can be a bit annoying at times, but I'm liking it.
Right.
Little extra kind of nostalgic thing because I grew up playing 2, so I was like, all right, yeah, let me keep this going. It's all the same game, really. So it's fun playing that again. I've been enjoying myself.
Evie, you been up to anything recently?
Not in particular. I've been also playing Night Rain. Now that you finish 100 Line, I'm going to start playing 100 Line. I've been training horse girls. Bridget's
Bridget is
making
trying
hand
to-
signals into the camera. I don't.
Are you signing?
Amy want green drop drink? Is that what you're
No,
trying to
let's do sign language.
We're also playing System Shock 2 together, and that's
Oh, we are playing System Shock 2. That's true.
You could have just butt in and said...
I didn't want to interrupt him. I was trying to be courteous because I have that problem where I like just want to say something and then cut in. So I was like trying to be discreet.
You know, Bridget, that's very sweet of you. Continue, Evie.
There's not much to say. I've been playing the horse girl game alongside Northern Lion. Otherwise, just kind of whatever.
Seems like it's been a pretty slow week for all of us,
yeah.
in some way or another. In part because we're gearing up for planning
The Hype House.
the fucking Wife City Hype House. However that formulates itself.
Also, I had to spend the whole week waiting for some schmuck to come by sometime in the window of any hour
right.
of every day to do all of the units in our particular buildings, like, inspections. Someone had to be here to open the door for them at God knows when. So a lot of shit's been on hold. I've been streaming less. Like, I had to wait for that to happen. That was annoying.
Sure.
Couldn't even give us, like, a day or let us know ahead of time. Just knock, knock, we're here.
They got a lot of units to invasively go into.
It was invasive. They were looking for something. They, like, had to take pictures and look in all the cabinets, and I was like, Anyway, I left my vibrator out as a power move. I was like, you're gonna go ahead. Here, take some photos. Enjoy.
Yes, Bridget.
We're checking to see if they're. Did you see any scorpions in the wall? Or are they just crawling all
There
in
are
your
no
wall?
scorpions here.
Yeah, there's no
That's a desert
scorpions.
thing.
At least not in like on the west side of Oregon.
Yeah, no.
Like maybe when you get into like the more arid regions, you might find scorpions.
Yeah,
but
was
even
it-
then, I kind of doubt it.
Was it
Into
Jeff
the-
Gerstmann
into the
who kicked the
Idaho.
wall and scorpions
Yes,
came out?
yes, it was
Oh,
Jeff
God.
Gerstmann that kicked the wall. Well, it's not that scorpions came out; it's that he was worried about scorpions like stinging his feet. Anyways, well, that's maybe the quickest catch up we've ever done with everyone, I think, in this podcast history. So I guess at this point we can move on to icebreaker questions.
Yay!
Send us your icebreaker questions at putitonthelist.bsky.social. That's where you can find us, follow us, share us with your friends, that stuff. You can find us on YouTube at Wife City Productions. Anywhere major podcasts are sold, you can find us and leave comments, leave us ratings. You can join
see
the
us-
Discord.
You can see us on YouTube with our most popular episode in relation to the recent bang release of Uma Musume,
Pretty Derby.
Currently our most contentiously voted video.
I think contentious would imply that there is an even division between likes and dislikes.
Oh, is there more dislike now?
It's always been more dislikes. People.
Has anybody commented on how Bridget is the best?
No, there's no comments. Here's the thing. That episode has a bunch of dislikes because the length of that episode is just about the length of the movie, so it's probably a bunch of random people clicking on it being like, all right, I can finally watch that new Uma Musume movie, and being really disappointed that it's not actually the Uma Musume movie.
Yeah, free publicity. See
And
those
probably
numbers?
the other, don't lie, there's probably a couple of people who see it and go, oh, they don't like my movie, and then they don't
Well,
like
I
it
mean,
too.
that's
So, yeah.
probably
Not
at
true.
least some
It's
small.
not true. Not everybody disliked the movie.
I didn't say that. I said the rest of the people who disliked
Even
it.
you softened on that movie, like, over time. You were hyping that one up as, like, really the
Uma
good
Musume
stuff.
hype house.
Moving on to the icebreaker questions. Let's see. We got mostly questions from Owen. Most of these are in some way or another relating to Congo or the subject of apes. We have a question here, though, first from Corey V. Assistant. Thank you for the comment / question here. She says, Congo fucking rules so hard. The only question I have is how badly do you feel Ernie Hudson got shafted in Hollywood, especially after watching this movie? I mean, I don't know that it's necessarily that he strikes me as maybe the type who did not feel as strongly an urge to, like, be a star. Like, when you consider just how well the rest of the Ghostbuster guys did after Ghostbusters, like, I don't know. It just strikes me as, like, Ernie Hudson was like, I don't need that. I got what I needed to out of that movie in terms of, you know, keeping myself afloat financially.
He knows his legacy, you know.
That's my suspicion. I don't
For
know.
sure. I don't really have any strong opinions on that.
Yeah, I like Ernie Hudson, but I don't know. Like, yeah, I guess I don't know the lore on like what his career goals were.
Leave us a comment letting us know what his career goals were.
Like, but like, yeah, I would have liked to have seen him in more roles, like the one he played in Congo, because like he's, spoiler alert, I'm gonna say he was good in it.
Yeah, a lot of people are really good in this movie.
Which stand in stark contrast to those who are not.
Yeah.
It's an interesting ride.
Let's see. Owen says, could a gorilla be taught to play Fortnite?
Probably.
Eventually, I guess.
Yeah, in the same way that you could teach like a room full of apes to like do like Shakespeare. Like, yeah, you could probably eventually teach a gorilla how to play Fortnite.
If you can teach a dog to speed run a game, I think Eventually the ape will figure out.
I mean, to be fair, with the speedrunning thing, that's like 2 buttons that the dog has to press.
That Shiba assist is like really good, though.
Oh, it's great.
I don't know if you can get an ape to finish a battle pass, but like,
I think an ape would be too smart to buy DLC. Is just what I'm gonna say.
Amy want Orange Justice Dance.
Amy want V-Bucks.
Amy want V-Bucks. Amy want V-Bucks.
Amy want Hank Hill skin.
Amy want B-Bob Belcher. You've already used up your V-Bucks for the week.
One shot. Headshot.
GG, no read. Owen
Suck
also
it from the back.
Owen also asks, "What's your favorite great ape?" I don't know that I have like a particular ape that like stands out to me over the course of like, you know, entertainment history. I think Brie has one.
I gotta look it up.
What were you saying, Bridget?
None? You don't like King Kong? You don't like Grape Ape?
But when Owen
Donkey
says
Kong?
great ape, like, I don't think he means like, character who is a big monkey. I think like he means
Just general monkey.
the character,
but,
the class of great apes in the animal kingdom.
Oh, okay. See, I thought he just meant generally like favorite monkey character in a thing. I think I like a gibbon. I like those like weird lanky arms. Those ones are pretty good.
I can't find like which. I mean, I guess it's a gorilla. I don't know. What's the monkey from Primal Rage? That thing looks insane, and
I think
love
that's
it.
supposed to be like a general like ape of some kind.
It's like blue and has like a silver hair thing going on, so it might be like a made up
silverback.
Maybe a silverback.
Closest
like
thing is probably supposed to be a silverback.
Yeah, it's like the size of a T-Rex in the game. But look at this fucker. He is a beast. Maybe a little baboon in there. That motherfucker's crazy. I love him. I love that. That's a good monkey.
Does anyone else have a monkey of choice?
Not really, but Primal Rage is great.
Having a fucking, like, when you were a kid in the 90s and the fucking, like, life bar had a beating heart that exploded when you killed them, that was so rad.
Yep, extremely hype.
Oh, man. I played that in the arcade one time. Like, not ours, but, like, an arcade from, like, my hometown. And I got real far. I almost beat it. But the boss rush at the end, ugh.
There's a one mini game where you're, like, you're bowling, but the pins are, like, little people.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Bridget, do you have a favorite great ape?
I would have to look at like the class of great apes.
I mean, I just went with like a general monkey. I'm pretty sure the thing I picked wasn't like a great ape in particular. Anyways, favorite fictional monkey character, when I took a little bit of time to think about it, it's probably the monkey that like Farnsworth makes like super smart in Futurama.
Oh, Gunther, yeah.
Yeah, I thought about it. I was like, Gunther's pretty good. That episode in general is pretty good. Like the stupid, like Revenge of the Nerds style thing.
Mm-hmm. What about
Robot
Mojo?
House?
Robot House? Mojo Jojo is fine.
No, I mean Mojo. Pray for Mojo.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The Simpsons?
I don't remember.
Oh, right. The monkey's
The
like
monkey
slowly
who
fucking dying.
dies and
I don't remember that
and
one.
has a text-to-speech thing like a certain other monkey.
Mojo, what have they done to you? Pray for Mojo.
I forgot about that shit.
Anyways, keep looking for your great ape of choice.
Monkey. That's my pick.
Quick, everyone's favorite fictional monkey.
Most vertical primate.
Bullshit. Bullshit that's your favorite monkey.
It's not. I don't know. Fictional monkey.
It's probably Gunther.
No.
No?
He's a fucking cuck. He lets his parents decide his life. I know there's one. There's gotta be one.
Oh, I know what my favorite monkey is.
What?
My aunt's monkey who flushed his head on the toilet and committed suicide.
For the listeners at home, that is not a joke.
That's not a fictional monkey.
That's a real thing that happened. That's a real life event.
If you ever
This
wonder,
episode is gonna get us canceled.
You know what? I think it's Monkey from Dial M from Monkey from
Okay.
Dexter.
Oh,
yeah.
That's
He's got a hot
side.
sidekick. He's kicking ass. You know.
Yeah.
He's doing well for himself.
You two. Favorite fictional monkey?
There was like that one. There's like a character in Super Monday Night Combat whose name was Winston. I think it was Winston. No, it was
that's
Cheston.
Overwatch.
No, oh yeah, the one from Overwatch is Winston. Anyway, Cheston. Cheston he's like a gorilla who wears like a suit and has a monocle, and he's like a Shakespearean actor, and he has like a Tommy gun and throws barrels at people.
The monkeys from the musical version of Planet of the Apes from
Dr.
The
Zaius,
Simpsons.
Dr. Zaius, Dr. Zaius, Dr. Zaius. Oh, Dr. Zaius.
Dr. Zaius, Dr. Zaius.
I hate every ape I see.
I see from chimpanzee to chimpanzee.
Oh, you'll never make a monkey,
Out
out
of
of me.
me.
Oh my gosh, I was wrong. It was Earth all along. Yes,
I
you
love you, Dr.
finally
Zaius.
made a monkey. Yes, we finally made a monkey.
monkey.
Yeah, you finally made a monkey.
Frankly, I
out
prefer
of
the way that they
me.
like take the piss out of like
I love you, Dr.
Streetcar
Zaius.
called Desire.
I mean, that one's good too.
A stranger's just a friend you haven't met.
I like how I was able to get all of that out and still am waiting for the perfect time to do a discipline reading.
There's that one Sekiro boss. That's the monkey.
Oh, yeah. Fuck
thing's
yeah.
really cool.
Guardian
Yes,
Ape.
the Guardian Ape.
Headless
motherfucker
monkey,
of a
let's
boss.
go. Oh, I can't bite you. Now I'm gonna throw my shit at you.
Yeah.
I will still rip you asunder. Fucking beast.
Anyways,
Anyways.
moving on from
Yeah.
that question.
So many
and-
monkeys.
Actually, before we get to Owen's final question here, let's address the email that Owen sent us, which you can email us at wifecitygaming@gmail.com. Which he sends an email with no subject and 2 attachments.
Okay.
One of them is Feel Good Inc. by the Gorillas. And the other is simply a gif of Amy from Congo drinking her martini.
Which is what a green drop drink is to her, apparently. Why are they giving that ape vodka?
We'll get to it. We'll discuss it. Sean, a reviewer, asks or mentions when talking about Congo that it had a toy line for kids despite it showing killer gorillas. Which
That's where
another-
Blastface Ape comes.
Blastface Ape comes from. But we'll discuss that in more detail once we talk about the movie proper. And then, we probably should have gotten to this one first. Owen asks, do you have any ideas for how to escape a room if you're trapped in there with an enraged chimpanzee? This question is time sensitive.
Well, if you've seen...
Okay, first thing, find a laser.
Yeah, find a diamond.
If you can't find a laser,
Put a
you might
pin in
be
it. Put a
screwed.
pin in it. We gotta get to it naturally.
Evie-
But yes, that's the
Evie,
real
it's
answer.
not just a diamond. It has to be like the purest, rare. It can't.
Despite it having a ton of facets in it, a ton of impurities, because it's just
Look,
quartz crystals.
Look, it's like it could be a laser that doesn't involve diamonds. It doesn't matter. The point is, it needs to be able to cut a monkey in half.
Yeah.
That's the sad fact. We only
We'll
know
get to
one.
it. We'll get to
All
it.
right.
All right,
So now with all the preamble away, let's get to the fucking meat of this conversation.
the monkey beat.
Bridget, you had us watch Congo. Go ahead and give us a cursory rundown of what Congo is.
Congo is what you would call, I don't know about if cult classic is right, but like known for it being an enjoyably bad action film due to tons of idiosyncrasies about it. It is basically the story of a guy and a talking gorilla going to the Congo she theoretically misses home, and meanwhile in the background there's a mega corporation who needs the diamonds to have his space lasers to dominate the market or something.
This
I
movie
don't
was the
know.
birthplace of conspiracies.
I mean, no, it's not the birthplace of conspiracies.
And then Tim Curry's there with a terrible accent.
That accent is great. I have no idea what you're talking about. So here's the thing with the way that you describe like this movie having a cult classic status to it. So I had a very strong concern. A big part of why I wasn't excited to go into Congo is because I feel like the reputation that it had to me was simply that it was like a not good movie that had quotable bad parts from it. Because everyone talks about Amy want green drop drink. Everyone talks about fucking stop eating my sesame cake. So I was just thinking like, yeah, it's gonna have those like couple moments
Be a
to
parade
it,
of
but
quotes,
it's
yeah.
not. But it is truly in the act of watching that thing that you get to really like soak in the eccentricities.
It really
of
is one of the best put together pieces of garbage I've ever seen. Like, it was genuinely enticing.
Sure.
It's a lot like The Big Lebowski, and like if you've never seen it, all you see is like these 2 or 3 quotes, and it's like the dude abides, and
I mean, that's Princess Diaries. Not Princess Diaries. That's Princess Bride, too, where it's like that's a lot of films where it's just when you boil this down to the quotes, they have no fucking meaning. But they all kind of make sense in the moment. And they're like,
Oh,
right,
yeah.
sure.
Like, that was one of the weirdest things about getting to, like, the stop eating my sesame cake bit. Like, not to jump too far ahead at this point, but that, like, is a thing that, like, I had been led to believe that it's something that basically comes out of nowhere in that movie. But when it's in the context of that conversation, you understand why he's saying that. He's saying that because Tim Curry is a piece of shit and he wants him to get out of the room so he can have a conversation with everyone else.
and then he goes like this.
Well, yeah, because they'll eat the sesame cake, and then he's like, stop eating my cake. It's like, well, I can't move, so he has to, like, spit it out. Can't just stop eating it mid-chew, I'll die.
But I think, like, our earlier discussions where we were talking about, like, the Princess Bride and, like, the Big Lebowski as, like, cultural objects, where, like, the actual, like, the work itself kind of gets lost after a while, where it just, like, exists as these, you know, kind of memes that get passed around. The difference here is that Congo doesn't have anything. Like, you take, like, there's not a lot of there. The movie is not good.
It's hard to describe. Like, yeah, like you're saying, it's not a good movie, but the eccentricities of the movie are so fucking weird that there's this, like, indescribable charm to them.
It's definitely
that,
a
like,
weird movie.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
couldn't take my eyes off it.
It pulls you into, like, every scene that you're watching. There's, like, maybe a small stretch of this movie, like, somewhere towards, like, the end of, like, the second act or something like that.
Yeah,
that
where
I
it's
was
a lot of like just exploring and nothing's really.
Yeah, that's, like, the closest to the movie, like, losing me that it had.
Like,
but, like,
But then a hippo attacks the bar.
I mean, even the hippo attack isn't like as funny as you would expect it to be. Like, it's just kind of like, oh, well, that happened. Like, that hippo certainly tipped over that boat. But I guess before we like just jump all over the place, do we want to like go beat by beat through this? Like, no. Okay.
Because like we could just boil it down. Like, Congo is a story of like,
where do we start with Michael Crichton as like an author? Because I almost feel like that is if that's not the place to start, I feel like that's a thing that should be addressed early.
I've never read his work.
Let's just do a quick top line like description of Congo, and then we can talk about the author, I think. Yeah, because it's a film about this gorilla trainer and his talking monkey
with a Nintendo Power Glove,
who learned how to sign and has like a thing to
has
translate.
Microsoft Sam that
has Microsoft Sam that translates the sign language.
That Bridget very insensitively was laughing at the mute man who has Microsoft Sam.
I wasn't laughing at him. I was just laughing because
we can't get bogged down in this. We gotta keep it moving. They're going on an expedition to Africa to sort of like allow the talking gorilla, whose name is Amy, to sort of like reconnect and like get out of captivity for a while.
She's been having like nightmares regularly that have like been destabilizing her and her like in her rehabilitation to the world. And they're like, she started calming down after she started drawing all these pictures.
Yeah, she's doing finger painting, and she's clearly painting the jungle.
Yeah, so ostensibly we should take her to the jungle. This is the thing that makes her calm. And I'll say I pinned it pretty early that it's like, I don't know if that was necessarily making her calm, because in the drawings you see like the eye of Zinj.
Like this weird eyes peeking out of the jungle should have been a teva. But anyway, that's the nominative reason for the expedition. But the actual reason, the actual money behind it, is from
Travacom, I believe.
Yeah,
is the name of it.
Who's represented here by Dr. Karen Ross, played by Laura Linney. And she's looking for the remains of an expedition to go find a big fuck off diamond that they can put in a laser to power communications technology, quote unquote communications technology. So they go to the Congo, Zaire, and there they meet up with their guide. Also, they have a benefactor in the form of Tim Curry.
Is he a benefactor? Does he actually have money?
He was supposed to be a benefactor, but he does not seem to actually have money, which is why they needed.
That's maybe one of the funniest things about Tim Curry's character in this movie is he is introduced as supposedly being a benefactor, and the fucking rug is pulled out from under that immediately. And it just so happens that Laura Linney has like fat stacks of cash in her purse, and Tim Curry's just like, well, I might as well tag along. It's just like,
yeah.
Anyways, I love that the minute you see Tim Curry, he's obviously evil. Yeah. And he doesn't have to say anything.
That's the reason why I laughed as soon as I saw him, because he doesn't say a word in the first shot you see of him, but you're just like, that is Tim Curry, and I could tell by his face that he is supposed to be not a good character in this movie.
Well, you see, he has this ring he won from a cereal box that he has to like twist around.
My magic decoder ring.
Yeah, he's got an ascot. He looks evil. Like, we know he's up to no good.
Going through his demonic artifact book where he has this thing going, sitting in the audience of this whole demonstration with the monkey, where it's like, this guy's clearly evil. Okay.
Yeah.
And the last of the main characters is their guide into the jungles of the Congo. What's this character's name? Kelly is his last name? Something?
I could not tell you, unfortunately. All I know is that it's Ernie Hudson.
Yeah, Monroe Kelly. played by Ernie Hudson, and he's got like a bunch of guys, and they go into the wilderness. A bunch of wilderness stuff happens. Eventually they find a forgotten city that has a bunch of diamonds, and also like weird mutant apes that are super violent protecting it, and that's what happened to the original expedition. And they use a laser to kill all the apes, and a volcano explodes. The end.
What are we going to do? We're surrounded. Put them on the endangered list. And just starts fucking slicing through the monkeys.
Not just mow down dozens of monkeys, but also shoot down a fucking satellite.
Yeah, grounds to space, shoots a laser that explodes a satellite.
And probably knocks out all telecommunications across, like, the Midwest in America.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's the movie. It's not good. It's based on a novel from 1980 by Michael Crichton, who's a writer that you may or may not have heard of, because he's also written the novel,
something called Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Like, would you say that Michael Crichton could be described as a very eccentric, like, sci-fi writer? Like, does a lot of weird shit. Like,
yeah,
in his
like
books.
the quintessential techno-thriller guy.
Yeah, like, you know, his stuff tends to deal with technology. It deals with, like, not necessarily like monster, capital M monsters, but like creatures that are scary to a normal person. Although
Yeah, I
don't find these apes scary, but maybe somebody does.
No, yeah, there is like a lot of that's the thing about this era of movies when it comes to anything with a remotely sci-fi aspect to it, is like we need to make this look like a tech gadget. So like when she's using the camera to broadcast, it has like a little screen on top of it with her company's logo for some reason, because it's like, look how high tech this is. This is a fancy device. Here's a like heat sensor for like entering a room and turning on a light. We put LEDs around it. This is clearly something to like
the space laser looks like it was made with PVC pipe and like duct tape. Like,
it looks like a doohickey. And the point is, like, you make all these things, like the design of like low budget like sci-fi is beautiful, because you get all these, like, if you know what this is a that with tape and or pipe and or LEDs glued to it.
Yeah, and it's like a cheap telescope with the flashlight on it.
Yeah. And I love it.
But like the thing that makes this movie so fascinating is that like this movie existing the way it does is purely by virtue of the fact that Steven Spielberg directed Jurassic Park, and that was like one of the most successful movies of all time at the time.
They're still remaking it.
If Steven Spielberg also directed Congo, do you think this would be considered a good movie?
I think, well, here's the thing. It would be a completely different fucking movie, because from what I understand, like Jurassic Park, the novelization of that movie is way fucking different from what Steven Spielberg like changed it into. So Congo,
there's a lot of similarities. Like I read the original novel like in like high school or something, but like it's very similar. Like the blueprints are basically the same, you know, move or take different things and stuff.
Because here's the thing, like I would say that this movie, like, not only in terms of like getting funded, getting made, like the budget that went into it to like be as like grand of a failure as it is simply by virtue of the fact that like Spielberg was able to like craft, like flex like the blueprints of Jurassic Park to be something that had some kind of like real like meat on its bones, that wasn't simply like a techno thriller. Like he turns Jurassic Park into this like anti-capitalist screed, like about how like the like corporatization of like science and stuff like that.
One of those very ironic things when you consider the marketing thing that followed, but you know, of all of its merchandise.
Like that is a movie that is about how like, no, you need to like leave a thing alone. Like there is a magic in it having existed but no longer existing anymore.
Sure.
And like you could see probably like him shaping something similar like that out of the blueprint of Congo, because it's you can see like that same exact blueprint, like evil corporation
you can see the Michael Crichton connections a little.
Yeah.
The only difference is if Spielberg did it, there would be like a child and they're like, why does this kid have to come along? He's the monkey's best friend. He has to be here. And then like eventually it's like, go monkey, go back to your home. I'll miss you. You know, and like the child gets his wish granted or something. I don't know.
Like you make
In
a
the actual
farce out
movie,
of it.
that child is played
I'm
by
not
Dylan
joking.
Walsh.
But I'm not joking. That's entirely what he would do. Like that's
Well, that's why.
yeah.
Well, the way I was going to say, like, phrase it more generously, is that like he would know how to pull on the heartstrings more. Like ostensibly, this movie tries to like play on the heartstrings with the relationship between the main guy and Amy, and finally like letting her go to be with the rest of her 8 brethren. It's not there.
No.
That there's no like emotional connection that like we really feel privy to.
Also, early on in the
there.
movie where it starts kind of building tension for the plot and you just hear a loud fart sound effect.
It's a loud burp sound effect,
burp,
please.
sorry, whatever. It took me out of it real hard. I was just like, oh, come on.
Tension right before he tried to give Amy an egg and she threw it at the other lady and said, ugly woman.
Why was it an egg? Really offering her an egg in these trying times? Like, why is...
It doesn't even break. It kind of like lightly kind of crushes
it
on
just
its
kind
side.
of bumps off of her. That's...
I assume it's like a boiled egg or something.
Oh, maybe.
I guess that's fair. That's a fair point. Aside from like the conversation on like just the majesty of this movie existing, like what else is there to like really talk about aside from just continuous moments?
We can't talk about the natives because we know nothing about like any of the culture.
We are
of the
a
area.
podcast of white women.
Yes,
and you know,
we were wondering, did they consult someone who knows about the native tribes in that area at that time? We don't know. We worry that they might not have
here's
given
the thing:
year.
if you're going to allude to it, I feel like you should at least like say the scene that happens, which is that like they are in the jungle and suddenly they see like a tribe of natives just like kind of hanging out in the bushes, and some of them start to panic, and Ernie Hudson's like, hey, don't worry about it, like I can talk to them, we'll figure this out. And apparently the natives are asking them like, you know, hey, what are y'all doing here, like who are you, specifically to Ernie Hudson. And Ernie tells them like, oh yeah, I'm the one that's leading the group, and the tribe of African natives, you know, very much like, you know, they are similarly dark-skinned, but they have, you know, like white, kind of like a white body paint, white powder, something like that dusted over them, like laugh at the idea that a black man is leading a bunch of like white people through the wilderness,
and they try to bring their dead friend back to life by like doing a dance to bring the spirit back into them. Again,
like,
I don't know if there's any validity to this, but we can't speak on either end of it because we just don't know.
I would be curious to see if that is a thing that is like in the original novel. Like, part of me is very curious how much of this is just pulled directly from the novelization onto the screen,
and how much of that might be racism. Let us know in the comments.
Well, one thing about like the original novel and kind of by extension the movie is that like Crichton wanted to make a more modern version of King Solomon's Mines, which was a novel from the 1880s, with featuring the main character of Alan Quatermain, who you may recognize as a character Sean Connery played in the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen film. But like,
Put it on the list.
Yeah, it's like it is supposed to be a modern version of like the quote unquote lost world genre of literature, where it is just like, you know, which is a genre. It's like a sort of genre construction that is inherently colonialist, because it's like, you know, it's these civilized people coming into like this, you know, untouched or like sort of you know,
Scare
brutal
quotes,
wilderness.
yeah, scare quotes, savage lands.
Yeah. And, you know, see
These people who haven't developed milk duds yet. Oh.
And so, like, it's one of the things where it's like the core of the thing is like it is the core of the story is like colonialist and has certain notions about where like it is assumed that Amy is better off amongst her gorilla friends in the jungle, you know, despite the fact that it's implied that she played Doom, like back in the you know,
I forgot about the Doom jump scare.
Back in, you know, the university where she was living or whatever.
Yeah.
It's okay, Evie. She'll be more safe next to that exploding volcano.
Yeah.
Put this domesticated, safe monkey that was taught by humans to go be in the wild with, like, creatures
Like,
she
that's
didn't
the
grow
reason
up
why
around.
domesticated animals stay domesticated,
Yeah.
because, like, they literally cannot adapt. It's impossible for them to adapt to the wild.
And there's like, and even earlier in you know, during the film, there are like constant jokes about like, you know, oh, we're on the third government in the last 2 years and all this kind of stuff, where it is like
It's kind of inherently like an unspoken racism that is like kind of going on there. Just like, look at how unstable, you know, this land is, you know.
Yeah, like it I think it's like reasonable to say that this movie has certain ideas about the Congo as a place and the people who live there.
Yeah.
Especially Tim Curry's character.
Yeah, you can even kind of get into it a little bit with that like final reveal of like the killer apes in the mines, because like it's implied that the natives that used to like inhabit those mines were the ones who like trained those gorillas to like kill anyone that like entered this land in
Made
the
them
first place.
violent, yeah.
Like
apparently in the novel it's implied that those gray apes are like not even like actual gorillas. They have like there's some sort of like combination of like gorilla and like human who have existed for you know, how
First of all,
so kind of like a missing link type situation almost.
kinda, yeah.
or was it inbreeding? Where did they go with that?
I didn't read it. It's based on what I'm seeing on Wikipedia. Who could say?
Okay, all right. The free encyclopedia that anyone can edit, for better or worse.
Here's a question that I have. Was Michael Crichton specifically more involved with the production of this movie?
No, not at all.
Okay,
Gotcha.
so it was...
Is he ever? I mean, they basically like just paid him money to make the Lost World novel.
I mean, it's more just curiosity. I don't know.
And I at least see, like, from... Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to say, from what you were saying, like, I at least see a better parallel to draw of, like, okay, I mean, it's corny, but you can say, oh, well, the more man something is, the more it leans toward evil. There's a little bit of, the humanity in them, you know, the being evil. Like, but just to say, no, they made the monkeys evil, so they would kill people. That's
Right.
weird.
Yeah, well, that's
a weird way to take that.
That's what we're saying about,
Yeah.
like, the, like, kind of inherent racism
Sure.
of the narrative.
Yeah.
apparently, like the development history of the Congo movie, like goes back a long ways in like back to like the 70s or whatever, where like Crichton was wanting to make a movie that was more like it was supposed to have like Sean Connery in the Charles Monroe role, where he was kind of playing that sort of Alan Quartermain sort of character. But it died on the vine and wasn't revived until the early 90s. Who can say why? And by that point, he had no involvement whatsoever.
Okay.
I don't know. That sounds like an improvement, not having Sean Connery.
Yeah, I think that that works out fine with me.
Noted piece of shit, Sean Connery.
Honestly, Ernie Hudson versus Sean Connery, 10 times out of 10, I take Ernie.
Yeah, same.
We're taking the apes back to Congo.
I mean, I guess while we're on the topic of the actors included in this movie, I think one of my major complaints with this movie is that, like, all of the side characters in this movie are phenomenally played. Like,
oh yeah,
you can tell that they know exactly the kind of slop, like, camp film that they're in. It's when you get to like the main two characters that it feels too much like they are like trying to take it like a serious movie, they're trying to play it non-camp.
It feels like they're in a different film.
Yeah, like it feels like they are like, oh yeah, we're signing on. Oh, Michael Crichton, the guy who did like Jurassic Park, you know, where we're gonna be the fucking why am I forgetting his name? Sam Neill. Sam Neill and
I'm gonna be the next Laura Dern.
Yeah, the next Laura Dern. Like you could tell that they're trying to play it more serious like those two. Meanwhile, you have like Tim Curry and Ernie Hudson over here being like, no, this is a slop action movie. Let's go. Let's dig our heels in and really play it up.
Is like the main character and like his assistant who always wants to leave, but it's always like in places where it's like, where the fuck are you gonna leave to? Why do you just gonna walk in the fucking forest and hope like
hope you live?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, you hung out outside the ruins and now the guy you're hanging out with had his head torn off by an ape.
R.I.P.
Better go run off by myself.
Yeah, R.I.P. Claude. That's such a funny exchange of that dude being like, I don't know, I wouldn't expect you to have a name like Claude, and just being like, do you know anything
been from Mombasa?
Yeah.
And Claude's like, you ever been to Mombasa? And he's like, no. Well, then how would you fucking know?
Yeah, how would you fucking know, you piece of shit?
Yeah. Like, I'm sorry, do you know my land better than me? Fuck you. It's like, man, fucking get him.
Yeah, hell get his ass. God.
And then he does get got by an ape.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. As Tim Curry does. I think part of what makes this movie so magical is that, like, we said that there's, like, an evil corporation in this movie, but this feels like the closest that a movie has ever been to not really having a villain. Like, there's basically no real antagonistic force in this movie.
Yeah, there's just the capitalist who doesn't care about the people who died on the expedition.
Yeah,
really.
you could say that, like, maybe the killer apes are, like, antagonistic, but they, like, are introduced
like a true villain. They're just, like, I mean, they just live there.
Like, that to go back to, like, the Jurassic Park comparison is, like, even in that movie where, like, there's no real antagonist, you have, like, the moral antagonist of, like, what Richard Attenborough is, like, doing there or whatever, and then you have, like, the physical antagonist of, like, the velociraptors. Like, those make up your villains of that movie. Like, there's a narrative crafted there. Meanwhile, you go to Congo and it's just kind of like, I don't know, Tim Curry's kind of an asshole.
Stuff
like
happens.
the monkeys are mean.
He didn't bring a bag for the quartz crystals, so he starts, like, carrying them in his arms, going, everyone, carry them in your mouth.
But, like, Tim Curry is, like, a piece of shit, but surprisingly, he doesn't ever like backstab anybody or like he does, he's just kind of just runs away.
He's just like, I'm looking for diamonds. And they're just like, those diamonds don't exist. And it turns out they do exist.
They exist. Oh no,
He
lava.
plays the exact same kind of character that should at some point or another be holding a pistol to the back of like one of the main characters.
I thought he was going to do
but
that.
it never happens. He's just like, diamonds.
Nature takes its course and he ends up dying. Like,
Yeah, this is just like a bunch of people do something stupid for greedy or short-sighted reasons, and then it all goes bad for them. It's just like it's a farce in a way.
If any, I would say Jodan Baker's the closest to a villain just because he technically is responsible for killing a bunch of people.
On top of just being like callous.
They had him for one day of shooting, though, so they couldn't really make a full villain out of
those
him.
people were already dead, too. It's just his complete lack of compassion for it.
Well, no, he said in another team that instantly got shot down by...
Yeah,
I guess.
like that plane, the other plane that you saw get shot down was another group that he sent in. But they only show him at the very beginning and the very end of the movie, so he basically does not exist as a villain.
Society really, like, you know, we keep seeing these lessons about, like, you know, the evil capitalist who cares more about his diamonds than the lives of the people he sends wave after wave into. Something will happen eventually. Here's something.
I see.
But after all these years, I feel like we've learned that, you know, the lesson.
If only we had a diamond-powered laser, then we could...
He's going to send more people in after those diamonds, too.
Yeah. Specifically, you can just point at the sky. You could just aim it and go like this and see if it
put in the phone number coordinates, so it would find the satellite and it would blow it out of the sky.
It's so funny, God. I mean, if we're gonna talk about favorite moments from the movie, the best moment from the movie is truly the ending of that movie. Like, hitting the point where they've finally made it into, like, the city of Zinj, and they find the diamonds. They're, like, cornered by the apes in the diamond mines. And fucking Laura Linney's character is just like, wait, I have a plan. Takes one of the diamonds, puts it in her laser gun, and just fucking mows down, like, tens of apes.
What are we gonna do about these apes? Put them on the endangered list.
Cuts from her firing it to just a fucking monkeys getting chopped in half.
Like, literally,
off.
matter does not matter to this laser. It just goes zzz, like,
it just goes
full
right
cuts
through.
across.
How did it not cut through the rocks around where they were? I have no idea.
It's a genuine, like, moment of, like, true shell shock.
Yeah.
Because it's such a fucked up, like, burst of violence.
Just a side swipe from the entire, like, it's
especially because earlier, remember, they had that truly dog shit scene with the apes where it's just like stills.
Yeah,
God, the first ape attack. Oh my god, it's like you're running a stream and suddenly it becomes like 2 frames a second.
Like, in that moment, you wonder if they're, like, trying to be, like, a bit more... I'm gonna keep going back to Jurassic Park, but, like, it kind of begs the comparison because, like, Jurassic Park is a movie that is also, like, pretty reserved with its violent moments. Like, the most you get generally is that, like, part from the very beginning where that guy, like, gets pulled into the cage and, like, his like arm comes off or something like that. I can't. Oh no, not that. It's towards the end where Laura Dern is, like, doing the breaker stuff and she gets jump scared with the arm, and then it turns out the arm is, like, fully detached. That's, like, one of the few moments of just, like, bare bones violence where you're like, oh my god, that's fucked up. And, like, this movie Congo has, like, flashes of that with, like, the eyeball that gets thrown at Bruce Campbell. We haven't mentioned that Bruce Campbell is in this movie for, like, 5 minutes.
He's in it for, like, 5 minutes,
yeah.
His pristinely, cleanly removed eyeball thrown at, you know.
There's the decapitated head that gets thrown at them. And, you know, there's the dog shit, like, first ape attack where it's doing like weird stills where it's
I
like
have to imagine the shot of that attack looked horrible, and they went, what if we just cut this into smear shots of action, like, you know, a like you lost the bit rate in your stream, like, it looks like the film's breaking. Like, it doesn't even look like a coherent, like, artistic idea.
I'm curious, do you girls also feel that like part of the reason for that is that the evil apes, just the like prosthetics or like costuming of that like just looks so bad that they decided like we can't like show this on screen for like
I think it's
or like
periods.
something about the lighting didn't work, or it's just like
that scene just looked like shit for some reason. Like, because the rest of the violence, they shot it fine. Like, they did their thing with everything.
Show
It's
the
not like they
laser
couldn't show it.
arm cutting.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing that I was going to eventually lead to, is that like they have these like flashes of violence, and then at the end it's just a monkey massacre.
Yeah.
Like those
You
those
have the
apes
violence
are-
from each end. Like, they have no trouble showing that. I think it was just a really botched shot.
I don't even think it's a botched shot. I think the costume itself was probably like, it did not look as good on film as they hoped it would, because
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, the end result looked bad.
The thing I was going to follow up with is like when you get to the part later on where like all of the apes are kind of like converging on them as a group, like most of the shots that you see of those monkeys are like for like more in the distance, more cast in shadow,
Sure.
and everything. So you don't get to really like take in the costumes compared to like Amy and the rest of the like silverback gorillas that you see in the wild throughout the movie. How do we feel?
We
Sorry,
should
go ahead.
note, all these apes are like people in suits.
Oh, yeah.
oh yeah.
It's like suits slash like. Is it
some
like
animatronics? I know.
yeah, animatronic stuff in the faces, which
Jim Henson stuff, you know.
it doesn't look good, but for what it is, it could certainly look worse.
No, yeah, it looks okay for the time. Yeah, if you watch, you know, Disney's Dinosaurs, you know, like, you know, the little, like, the eyes blinking, you know, it's all kind of...
I would say it's a
interconnected
step
into the
below
puppetry.
Dinosaurs.
Yeah,
in my
I don't
opinion.
think it's Jim Henson, because I feel like it would be better if it was.
But I think it's a good, like, place to compare, you know?
I looked at the credits on IMDb earlier, and Industrial Light and Magic was listed a lot, and Stan Winston, and an additional thing I that was mentioned on the Wikipedia page about like the original attempt to make this movie. Apparently Crichton did not like that he could not use real apes instead of guys in suits, and so he was just like, well, fuck this.
What do you mean you
I
won't
can't
train
use real
three gorillas?
But this is bullshit.
No.
You tell me I can't cut these monkeys in half with a laser at the end of this? This is dog shit. My art will not be denied.
Make a gorilla cutting laser and train 3 entire professional gorilla actors for my movie.
That's it.
It can't be done.
There exists a timeline where Sean Connery got his face ripped off by a gorilla, and like
we missed out, you know.
that's something to consider.
Could have been a bigger
News
hit.
just came in. Sean Connery's career was cut short when a gorilla actually ripped his
Oh
face.
man, that's the 100-line route I want to jump to.
Oh, yeah.
What is?
It's post Zardoz, right? We still get whacked out of his mind, Connery and Zardoz.
Zardoz is like 70s.
Yeah, so that could work.
Well, Evie was saying is that the production dates back to the 70s, so it depends on like where in the 70s you're falling.
For sure.
Like, here's the thing: you might wipe James Bond off the map because so much of like the success of that franchise is like Sean Connery being
Real
like
ape
the
or
juice.
fake
But I have a hot take.
$1 or $2?
Was 007 really important?
Well, that's the thing that I'm
Like
trying to
culturally
get across.
speaking, it sold more suits and martinis, but like, do you know anyone for whom they worship that art that they're any better of a person in your life? I don't.
I personally just
Like-
worship James Bond Jr.
I mean, I guess if we don't have that, then we don't have Austin
what-
Powers, so we don't get, you know, I don't know. So that,
What about
that's rough.
James Pond? Is the world better or worse for no James Pong?
You can buy James Pong on any system you want. You got a Switch, you can buy that fish fucker all day.
Yeah, that's the thing, like 00764, I think that GoldenEye was a fun video game, but that's all of my real, like, connection to that franchise, not the books, the movies, or anything, just that game was fun. It didn't really change my life in any way.
What about Kermit the Frog License to Croak? The Kermit the Frog James Bond parody GBA game.
Evie and I both just like have fully checked out for like a minute here where it's like, what's happening right now?
Okay. So earlier in the, so going back a little bit, so when they're trying to get to the jungle, there's like a 727 that they fly on. The pilot for that 727 is Jimmy Buffett.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
That was Jimmy Buffett?
That was Jimmy Buffett.
That mustache man was Jimmy Buffett.
No. You're thinking of that's like the cargo plane. You know, like the
first plane that they try to get on, and then they say, no, we have to unload all this shit because Tim Curry's credit is no good.
Okay, yeah, I thought that was him in the handlebar.
Yeah, and they had to
mustache.
spend
I was like,
$50,000 on the fuel. Like that
Why
plane,
is Jimmy
the pilot
Buffett
for that.
there? He doesn't have a song in this.
Hamburger in paradise.
I've seen
That's
Margaritaville, the Jimmy Buffett.
That's
He
musical.
might be a Michael Crichton fan. Who knows?
That's so fucking funny. But
Evie, are you spoiling us that you're connecting a movie through Jimmy Buffett? That would be funny.
No.
But I will say that it is very funny that have we already talked about how Tim Curry is introduced as the money man and then that rug is immediately pulled?
Yeah, we
feel
just
like
mentioned
I have.
that. Yeah.
Okay. I guess need we mention that this is the first lightly sauced episode to put it on the list?
Oh yeah.
The scene with the stop eating my sesame seed cake, the scene where that happened, that whole scene is the whole thing is that in order to get access or like past the border into the jungle, they have to contend with this military Captain Wanta. Military officer in Uganda. And so that character is played by Delroy Lindo, uncredited, who's like, I enjoy seeing him in movies. He's great.
I'll say that, like, for me, at the very least, a lot of, like, the first act of this movie almost feels like I am watching, like, a Zucker Brothers movie in just the way that things are, like, moving and progressing, because shit is just happening, and it's, by that nature, it's also absurd that you, like, can't help but like laugh at it. Like when they are on the runway and like getting kicked off of that plane, like there's so much crosstalk happening between the people, and also Amy is like signing like the whole time doing her like Microsoft Sam speak that like
ugly woman.
I was losing my fucking mind, not because it was actually funny, but just there was so much happening that
you were comparing it to Always Sunny.
Yes,
like, yeah.
There's an It's Always Sunny effect to it where like so many characters are talking over each other that your brain has no response other than to laugh at it. So there's like that when they land for the first time in Africa, and like Joey Pants is like taking them over the runway, and like shit's blowing up on the runway. Like they're talking about like that president like nearly getting assassinated. They're like being tossed into like the back of a truck. Like
yeah, Ernie Hudson appears and he's like, "Oh, shame, president." And
like it feels like a Zucker Brothers movie. Like same thing with that like conversation that they have with Watan, like, as a character, and then, like, this stop eating my sesame cake thing didn't really make me laugh, but the immediate cut from that conversation to, like, the guard leading them through the halls and, like, bashing that door open, like,
there's like a guy sitting down, and he's like getting caught sitting down, so he instantly stands up. Like
that is a
so
Zucker
funny.
Brothers cut. In like a Zucker Brothers like Airplane or Naked Gun movie, that guy like gets hit in the face by the door and like falls out the window or something like that. Like there's a manic energy to that early chunk of the movie that like really pulled me in.
When they're on the second plane and everyone's just getting ready, Ludi's like, what's going on? I can't jump. And it's like, you fucking figure out what we're doing. Like,
well, no, he's saying, like, why is everyone wearing parachutes?
I mean, the joke that I made is like, this guy shows up to the fucking orgy and asks why everyone is taking their clothes off. It's just like, motherfucker,
they've been firing ground-to-air missiles at us. We're derailing them with a flare gun. like, which I thought for a minute, I thought initially she was just firing a regular gun and the bullet was like finding it on the blue screen, and I was like, what are you doing? It's still absurd, but it's less absurd than that.
No, yeah.
But it was
I've seen enough dumb action movies where that is a thing that characters do.
Use a flare to.
But I initially thought she was just firing a gun. It was like, ew.
Oh, God.
Oh my lord.
And also in that plane, we see like the pilot momentarily. Like one of the pilots, and he
is on his way to a Chap Hop convention.
Yeah, an extremely distracting, like curly mustache.
Yeah, he's so out of the
like
fucking.
He talking about like 1880s, like that era of like Lost World, like novels. Like he looks like he would be a fucking protagonist in one of those. Like he just needs to have like the
he looks like the
dome
villain
hat
from
on.
the original Jumanji.
Yeah. It's fucked up.
What?
He's on the screen for like 10 seconds.
Yeah, that makes it even weirder.
Tim
Also,
Curry
part of his face is a
randomly-
little bit lower, so it's like everything about him, you're trying to figure this guy out, and you don't have a lot of time to read how ridiculous his face is compared to the outfit of everyone else.
What were you gonna say about Tim Curry?
Tim Curry randomly just is like, can you push me harder? Push me hard.
I'm afraid
That
yeah.
that
That was just
part
like
didn't.
he
And then Ernie
he's
Hudson
afraid.
goes down with a gorilla.
Yeah, just hugging him, because like being 600 pounds
One last thing
together
about the
doesn't,
mustache pilot
Yeah.
is that the actor's name is E.J. Callahan. And so Congo is his first film role, according to IMDb. And he goes on to be in Romeo and Michelle's High School Reunion, Wild Wild West, The Man Who Wasn't There.
Wow. See, he
And,
looks like he fits in Wild Wild West.
And Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story, where he is like at the talent show.
So he's never had
near
to
the
change his
beginning.
aesthetic at all. He just always has the
Yeah,
same
he-
wax
Well,
in his mustache.
in these other pictures of him, he looks pretty different.
Oh, okay.
It's just-
I was going to say, those would look fine there, like how he looks now. That's amazing.
I guess we could talk about how multiple times Amy is getting doped up multiple times throughout this movie.
you dope the banana?
Amy want dope banana. Give Amy pills.
Give Amy Xanax. Yo, break me off a piece of that Xanny bar.
In the airplane before they get shot down, you see one of the guys sticking a pill into a banana and giving it to Amy.
They don't want to explain why this gorilla isn't freaking. Like, this is their explanation for why the gorilla isn't just freaking out constantly.
Well, remember
disappearing.
Where's Brown? Where's Brown?
I expected her to go nuts and rip faces, you know?
Having to explain to this creature what flying is.
Just go Beavis. We're all gonna die!
Oh my god.
That's why they give her a fucking martini.
Yeah, I guess.
Amy want green drop drink, which was not what I expected green drop drink to be.
I mean, that's the thing.
expected
Doping it is different than giving it alcohol and
Like,
stress.
but-
You know, that could...
Green
I
drop
wanna
drink
know-
sounds like it in the context of Congo. Green drop drink sounds like it would be some weird like science concoction.
Well, I
or
was thinking like
something.
green juice, like, you know, like you blend greens to make a smoothie.
Sure. What were you gonna say, Bridget?
Like, what was the scenario originally where you figure out that you give an ape a martini and it calms him down?
Probably some shit where he was like making drinks by himself during his research. Maybe he walked away and like Amy like drank from it or something like that.
Amy does
Like,
learn how to enjoy a good smoke.
Oh, yeah, she hits the blood.
Amy smoke mids. Amy get booty blasted off half of it.
It was indeed that book.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ernie Hudson has like a cigarillo or something.
Yeah.
While they're
the
while
way
they're
the
riding in
smoke's
back of
coming
the
off
truck.
it looks like weed.
And Amy is just like, "Can I have a hit of that?" And
Amy, try anything once.
yeah, and so there are just multiple shots of this person in a gorilla suit smoking a cigarette.
Get out of here, Amy. This is not addictive. It has no habit forming
You don't want none of this
qualities.
shit,
You don't
Amy.
want anything to do with this shit, Amy.
Like that's the way that she's smoking it makes it feel like it is a joint that she is smoking and
Yeah,
not just
yeah.
a cigarillo. Oh my god, it's so fucking funny.
No,
This
Amy
movie is very
holding it in doesn't
stupid,
actually
is the
do
thing.
anything.
This movie is enjoyably stupid for the most part.
No, it is. It's
Yes.
so enjoyably dumb. It really does accomplish that in a way that the dumb films we've watched up to now don't really do.
Like that's literally there's just that small chunk of the movie where like it just kind of turns into like jungle exploration for a little bit and there's
Yeah.
not much going
Jungle
on.
exploration and the worst action scene imaginable. And that's it. But like other than that, no, yeah, I was very
Oh
tuned
god, the part where they like find the city and they're like trying to do their first like defensive thing against the apes and they have like the
did
laser
their
grid set up.
Fucking literal like base defense arc where they're like setting up turrets and
Actual
laser
like
grids.
automated turrets and shit.
A lot of prop design.
all
This
I'm
is
thinking
technology.
of,
Yeah.
Evie, I don't know about you. I was just thinking of like Helldivers 2, where you set up the turret and it just hits you, and like turns around and like guns you down.
Bust out
Yeah,
the
that makes
bylighting,
sense.
you know.
I will say, out of all the, at least in my opinion, bad movies that we have watched as a result of your choices, Bridget, this is my favorite bad movie
Agreed.
that we have watched as a result of those choices. Like this one was a delight.
Yeah.
Who's to say how much was a result of this?
I wasn't
that
drinking
I-
until after the movie. So like I started before the podcast. So like I'm telling you, it was that off the walls for me too. I enjoyed this very much.
But yeah, like
And you know I can be a tough customer. So
Sure. Do we have any other like things about the movie we want to talk about, or do we feel like we've hit all the important bits?
This movie ends with them just riding off into a hot air balloon that was probably going to be shot out of the air.
The
off
first
screen.
thought I had was like, someone's gonna fire a missile and it's gonna heat seek the fire in the balloon and kill them.
It's the most like heat sensitive like thing
Literally
imaginable.
a big fucking flame target. Are they? Maybe they're hoping the volcano like redirects something. I don't know.
They're
don't
not
know.
thinking about that.
If they didn't say it, they weren't thinking it. So
Maybe they're
it's
just
like-
expecting the Zaire Air Force to just be like, that's a fucking hot air balloon. We're not gonna bother shooting that down. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah.
Oh no, a couple of random people are gonna get off in the middle of the jungle and get their faces ripped off by apes.
I want to know, they were carrying that hot air balloon the whole time.
That's not light. Like, that's crazy to think about. I didn't even think about that.
I mean, I
No,
need to like.
they had to go back and get it.
Yeah, I guess it was in a
Remember,
cargo
because like they
box
were
in
talking
the-
about.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would like really need to take a moment to like scan through everything that happens in this movie and make sure I didn't forget anything.
Look, the eye looks just like the ring. No, it doesn't. The inscriptions on the wall don't actually look like the ring.
Yeah, that's like a dumb logic of the movie type thing. Is like
Yeah.
that eye he has on the ring. does
To
not
be
look
fair,
like the
Tim
statue.
Curry is very obsessed. Even though he says, I just, for the joy of the monkey, I don't want diamonds.
Even though he definitely wants diamonds, and at the end of the day gets ripped limb by limb for those diamonds.
I also love that in the end they didn't have to slice all the monkeys in half because lava came in and finished the job, and then the monkeys started jumping in the lava.
and then they just
themselves.
jumped into the lava.
None of it ended up being
Jumping in the
necessary.
lava!
It's such a clusterfuck of shit happening. It was amazing.
Like, were they just committing suicide at that point? Was
mean,
that
what?
them being like, just being like, well, we're gonna fucking die anyways in this
they're
one
pretty
crazy
smart.
Unalive.
It wouldn't be
Amy
the
one
first
bullet.
movie to,
Give Amy gun.
it wouldn't be the first monkey to commit suicide in the world.
Bringing it full circle. Good job. Good job, Bridget. Oh, fuck.
Well,
Anything else we feel like we should touch on?
I don't know. I think I'm good.
Speak now or forever hold your blood-covered diamonds. Going once. Going
Rest in
twice.
peace, Showdown Baker.
Oh, okay. You meant in real life. I was gonna say,
Yeah,
ostensibly
no.
he's still alive at the end of this movie.
Would the movie have been better if when she shot the laser, the satellite crashed?
Honestly, that's maybe one of my few other disappointments with this movie.
Yeah,
is
we don't
like,
get to see.
She just shoots the laser, and all you hear. Wait, okay, I thought of something that we did not bring up: the sound design of this movie.
yeah.
The fucking Yamaha keyboard with
They
every
just
jungle
have-
sound stock in there.
It has like
Hammering
the
on that
stock
shit.
doom sound, stock
Yeah.
monkey. Like there's a particular scene I remember where it's like all this. Oh, it's like the monkey sex scene. Which might sound more graphic than it actually is, but it's just a bunch of monkey stock sounds being played over and over.
Like, for a movie that is ostensibly as like high budget as this film is, they skimped so hard on like sound design and things.
Yeah,
of that
every
nature.
jungle sound 0102 that exists that you've heard in every piece of media was on, I just said, a Casio keyboard that they were banging on the buttons, hitting every note on that diskette to play every jungle sound at the same time. And it was
The burp.
insane.
The burp that Amy does after drinking the martini is like burp 001
Yeah.
dot WAV. Like, it is that file.
It's just, but like the cacophony of jungle sounds, how'd I forget? That's so beautiful. Let them know they're in the jungle. Like, it's just like, oh my god.
So funny.
It's fucking amazing.
Okay. I can't remember what led me to that. What led me to talking about like the sound effect, the sound design?
You were just thinking of things to say about the movie because you
Oh, you're
didn't
talking about
want
the
to forget
satellite.
anything.
The satellite and the laser.
Oh yeah, like that was generally my one disappointment is you see her shoot the laser into the sky and you just hear the laser blowing up or the satellite blowing up and you see like no after effects of that.
No
She
image
just
of it.
shoots
It
up
doesn't even
and
crash down onto the building where the evil guy is. That would have been great. Just like a nice little, but no, just like he cuts out. Hey, what are you?
If they heard that, does that mean like half of the world just automatically heard like this huge
probably very loud.
explosion?
Oh no, yeah, like there's gonna be news reports on whatever stations are still getting signal anymore.
Yeah, sonic
about
boom
like
deafens
what the
half
fuck.
the population of the U.S. while every signal goes out. Yeah, like fucking
Also,
hell.
there's the whole thing where the the fucking the prototype laser thing is referred to as like a breakthrough in communication science, but the only thing it does is like cut people in half.
Yep, it's just a space laser.
Oh, this laser is a breakthrough. You say as the laser literally has a capacity to shoot ground to...
Like, literally, the first thing we see the laser do is Bruce Campbell is, like, sending that video feed where he's like, yeah, check it out.
He sets a fire.
He sets a tree on
sets
fire.
a fire and doesn't put it out. He just ostensibly started a forest fire and let it be.
Do
What
not
a
give
fucking
Jodong
movie.
Baker the ground to air to space laser.
The space to ground lasers. Oh my god.
Grandpa found the space to ground laser keys. Anyway.
All right, Bridget, what are your final thoughts on Congo?
It's a great movie. It's probably one of the best bad movies. Yeah, go watch it. It's streaming free on Tubi. You can watch it for free on YouTube even.
You can watch. It's on Pussy right now. You can
Watch
just
it with
watch
ads
it.
on Pussy.
Yeah, you can get free pussy.
Bree, what are your final thoughts on this movie?
I mean, first, let me just say I entirely echo the sentiment of, like, one of the most engagingly charming, bad, horrible films. I loved it. I loved every minute of it. The bad earthquake acting, the shaky camera.
My God.
Like, everything about it was so engagingly bad. You're watching it waiting for the next bad thing to happen, and that's how you make a bad film, is like that captivates the attention. I enjoyed that very much. I think like the chaos and the feeling like it was almost shot to be a comedy in a way, kind of like, I feel like that really kept me checked in. I loved just the eccentric, everything is just happening sort of thing about it. It made it unpredictable and weird, and it was just like, I don't know. I had a much better time with this than I thought I would when everyone was dreading it, because I went in knowing nothing about this.
I will third that notion as my final thoughts. Like, as someone who I feel like in this group, I'm the most skeptical of, like,
You've been known to stickle.
of the good bad movie, where like I tend to always be like the very grounded, like this standing there with my arms crossed, like, this isn't doing it for me. I can admit that about myself.
Yeah.
However,
Podcast listeners, Jay is doing the face from of Tim Robinson from that I Think You Should Leave sketch where he goes on the zip line, but he gets eliminated from the show, and he's just like,
come on. But like, I'm the closest to like a stickler in this group who's not going to be entertained by bad things. This movie is very entertaining. Like,
We were laughing a lot.
it is a hell of a time, and I cannot deny that. And Bridget, I would like to issue a formal apology for having doubted you on this movie being a good time.
Hey, good for you.
Thank you for Congo. That was a blast.
Aw, well, thanks.
Evie, what are your final thoughts on Congo?
yeah, I don't think this movie's good, but it is very weird, and watching it was very fun.
Yeah. Watch it with friends.
Yeah.
Maybe watch it with a drink if you tend to partake of drinks.
Have a Titan Cider Works Blackberry Hard Cider, not sponsored, but, you know, we're open, you know, our email.
But yeah, it was very fun to watch. Part of the reason it was fun was just like solid, enjoyable performances by many of the side character actors in the movie, including one referenced earlier, Mr. Delroy Lindo, who he's been in a lot of films. He was I forgot to keep that tab open so I didn't forget anything.
No.
Yeah, but he's in a lot of his biggest, I think his breakout role was in the 1992 film Malcolm X by Spike Lee, where he plays a very central character in that. And a lot of he basically is just like one of those guys, but his most recent role is in one of this year's biggest films, Ryan Coogler's Sinners, which is the next film I'm going to pick.
Okay, let's fucking go. We have a modern movie for the watch. Let's fucking do it. I've been meaning to check this one out. Let's go, as they are.
So how did you think to... Is this the one you connected when you were listening to the national anthem with cock and ball torture?
No, that is not it. There's a stunt guy named Christopher Critter Antonucci, who's in a ton of films. His biggest on-screen role is Scary Movie 5, where he literally just plays someone in chimpanzee suit, perhaps like a sort of nod to Congo. But he was a stunt performer in Master and Commander: The Far Side of the World. But as we were watching it, I was just like, oh yeah, Delroy Lindo, that guy's great. And so then I thought, I should connect to something with Delroy Lindo in it. Another thing I could have picked is Jet Li's The One. He's also in that film. Yeah. He's also in The Core. Which is
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, it's maybe a little doing Congo and The Core back to back is maybe like that's a little rough.
Even Congo and The One is probably a little bit rough.
Yeah. But I've heard a lot of good stuff about Sinners, and I'm excited to see that movie.
Same here. I am also very excited to finally watch that movie. Bridget, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me at twitch.tv/Sasquatchos, where I play a ton of things, even things for charity, like Alpha and Omega. I raise some money doing that, so bless the gays and fuck the people who don't like them.
Hell yeah.
Exactly. Pride Month is never over.
That's right, it's Wraith Month.
It's Wrath Month, yes.
Yeah. Bree, where can people find you on the internet?
Hey everybody, you can find me over on Twitch as well at twitch.tv/EasyBreezyTV. That's EAZYBREEZYTV. You can also find me at a Snesbo over on VGen, which is vgen.co/ASNESBO. And see all the artwork I do. Maybe hire me to do some art. I do dirty art. I do clean art. I do art with fun outfits. I do art with multiple people doing questionable things to each other. I got you covered. You need animated emotes
covered
done. You need like a VTuber made. I got you. So go ahead and check out my stuff there. If only just to look at my cool looking art.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Evie, can people find you on the internet?
Nah.
Alright, people can find me on the internet. I won't tell you where to find me, though. However, I will tell you where to find the podcast. You can find us at putonlist.neocities.org. You can find us at putonlist.bsky.social. You can find us at White City Productions on youtube.com. Anywhere major podcasts are sold. whitecitygaming@gmail.com. Please send us questions, comments.
Please.
Engagement. That's...
Number one, I want you to do a number two.
No.
And with that, everyone go home. The podcast is done.
Get out of here. Fuck
capitalism, go home.
Now get out.
Fuck the United States
Fuck
of
the United
America.
Oh no, they're gonna demonetize us.
Good.
Oh no.
What we view's connected by cast or crew, deciding the next film, that's the gist. Put it on the list.